I'm the man now. Nobody ever gave a handout. For the stretch, talking grams loud. Cut them off and hand out. Bro talk, what's that about?
Yo, what's going on, people? You know who it is. It's yours truly, your favorite Tay Wiz, of course, coming live and direct from the man cave as usual. For those subscribers out there that is not subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit that bell. If you're not subscribed to my Twitter page, hit that bird at TAE_WIGGS. And of course, the link to my website is down below. I'm the big process. I'm Joel Embiid. The process was never on. The process, our whole process to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals next year. That's the process. Hey, man, Joel Embiid, be honest with yourself. Let's keep it real. No cap. When you go in that field of 16 teams in the NBA playoffs, the ultimate goal is to win the NBA trophy. It only can be one champion. You play in the Eastern semifinals. And you're going to sit there and tell the reporter last night that your ultimate goal next year, for next year to make the conference finals? That don't make any sense. If you guys was up 3-1, you'd have been thinking Eastern Conference Finals. The process has been defeated. The process, like I told you in my last video, I had the process went from 50% down to 10%. So you know my process is now what is it didn't fully download. It got stuck. It's at 0%. So we got to start this process over next year. I understand where he's coming from, but I feel like I know nobody haven't seen this, but peep this right here. T.J. McConnell was in the starting lineup last night, and over Robert Covington. So you got two small guards out there. You got T.J. McConnell and J.J. Redick out there. J.J. Redick's not the best defensive player. T.J. McConnell will probably be the new Dellavedova, scrappy player. But the length of Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown was too much for him, as you've seen early in the game. So he had to go back to Robert Covington. I thought Brett Brown messed up by doing that. Like I said, I'm not no coach. I'm just seeing what I'm seeing through my eyes. It's just my opinion. I think once T.J. McConnell got into the starting lineup over Robert Covington, there was no difference because Robert Covington only scored 5 points off the bench and T.J. McConnell scored 9. I feel like you would have had him in the game with the starting 5. You knew coming into Boston, this could be your last game of the season. And I thought if you was going to make a move like that, putting T.J. McConnell in the starting line, taking out Robert Covington, to me would have made more sense if you would have put in either a Marco Bellinelli or Ersan Ilyasova. One of those guys, a shooter. You put a guy in who could really create his own offense, which that didn't make any sense to me. Now, as I'm going down the discrepancy with how you guys, even though you lost this series in 5, as I told everybody I had the Celtics winning in 5, thank you. I'm looking at some key things. Philadelphia won the rebound battle, 46-39. They won the assist battle, 26-18. They won on the blocks, 7-3. And they won, and the field goal percent, they shot 48%. But the only thing they came up short up on was in the winners column. Like I said, when you had T.J. McConnell starting, that didn't make any sense. Why go small? You got two other big guys, lengthy guys, that can come out there and defend. Marco Bellinelli can defend. Ersan Ilyasova can defend. Now, if you was going to go out there and lay out the line, but you went with T.J. McConnell, Brett Brown, come on. That don't make any sense. When I seen that, I said, you know what? It's over because Boston Celtics going to exploit that matchup, in which they did. They exploited that matchup because they thought about him in the game, but he had a good game at home because he had 17 points at home. Listen to what I'm about to say. Players that come off the bench play better at home. They are not good players on the road. And the statistics has showed that. Role players that play on the road barely score double figures. They have terrible shooting nights. They respond to the crowd because when they're at home, the guys that come off the bench are crowd favorites. You don't get that same type of enjoyment when you are on the road. The fans are against you. As I was not trying to troll Joel Embiid, but I'm sending a message to him while I was eating them grapes. Throughout this whole playoff scenario that his team has been in until last night, getting massages before the game, watching Naruto or Dragon Ball Z, eating grapes. That's cool. You do all that stuff in the locker room. But when you enter that floor between that lines of 94 feet, it's a sign of disrespect. Let's be honest. People on TV trying to give him a pass. Mike would have never did that. Magic Johnson would have never did that. Larry Bird would never did that. Kobe, LeBron, none of these guys would have never did that. AI would especially never did that. I feel like Joel Embiid, he's a great player. I know I might get some harsh feedback from the Sixers fan, but let's be honest, keep it real here. When you doing that stuff, and the other team is probably down there, you showing up to the other team. You basically saying like, ha Davis, this gonna be a breeze. Wasn't a breeze. Wasn't a breeze. You lost in 5. You had a hell of a season. Because this year, I think they won a total of, 50-something games? And you telling me, 47. They won 47 games. And you telling me that this team, combined for the last 3-4 years, won a total of 46 games. There's nothing to hang your head down. But at the same part, what you doing your antics before the games, getting massages and all that stuff, you showing up your opponent, man. That's disrespectful. You think teams ain't got that written down back there on their whiteboard? Joel Embiid, out here stretching before your game. He watching cartoons and he eating grapes. Guess what? That sounds like a nice vacation starter package, don't it? Don't it? That's a vacation package. Eating grapes, get a massage, and of course, watching Naruto on your phone. That sounds like a 5-star hotel at the Sheraton. But back to reality. What moves have this team needs to make nation to get better? We didn't see no Markelle Fultz that much. The number 1 draft pick of this year's draft hardly gets no playing time in the NBA playoffs. I don't understand that. Should at least threw him in there to get him some rec. I didn't see no rec from that. Boston at home played good behind their crowd. It's one of the toughest venues to play at. As we look at what the 76ers did, in the first quarter they got outscored 24-25. They started out early, hot, just like Boston did. You knew this game was going to go back and forth. But when Philadelphia had this lead late in the second quarter before going to halftime, Boston Celtics going a 19-1 run. Outscored their opponent. Like I said, the most important quarters are the first quarter and the second quarter, and definitely third. Because that's set up. If you win the first quarter, you have to win the third quarter because those 2 quarters set up the quarters for you to win. But when Boston came out there and won the first quarter, that was key for them being at home, which you knew was probably going to win the first quarter. But when they went on that surge on a 19-1 run, getting help from Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and all these plethora guys, they outscored them in the second quarter. The Celtics outscored the 76ers 36-28, which was a big help. They needed that. So it's only set them up. And of course, every team makes their run. Basketball game is a roller coaster ride. Which team gonna take that big run? So here come Philadelphia. They go on their run. Now they win the third quarter 30-22. So it all comes down to grit, grind, and hustle. The savviness. I said Dwayne Casey was gonna win Coach of the Year, but as you go through the totality of what the Boston Celtics are doing without their 2 best players, numbers don't lie. Men and women do. And seeing this, because going down the stretch, you're looking at no Kyrie Irving, no Gordon Hayward. I know it's like a broken record, but I say this all the time. But for this team to be in the Eastern Conference Finals with no Kyrie Irving or no Gordon Hayward, first and foremost, shout out to Al Horford. The reason I'm giving him a shout out, I've been kind of critical of Al Horford for the last couple of seasons. I've been doing this, but the one thing I'm going to shout Al Horford out for, he's not getting that light. He's not getting that attention. We know the attention going to the younger guys, the Terry Rozier's be playing lights out, the Jayson Tatum, to Jaylen Brown. But shout out to the veteran, Al Horford. who said, my guys, our locker room, we got a good vibe. That's a veteran, and the reason I'm saying shout Al Horford out, professional, pros pro. He is making winning plays. He's playing team basketball. And I'm liking what I'm seeing from him. He's not settling on threes either. As we go down the stat sheets before I talk about the Boston Celtics, back to Philadelphia. You got 14 points from J.J. Redick. Dario Saric, who actually had a great game. 4 assists, 10 rebounds to go along with 27 points. Joel Embiid with 27 points, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks to go along with 4 assists. T.J. McConnell, who I thought should have been coming off the bench, he should put an Ersan Ilyasova, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 9 points. Ben Simmons, I can't wait to talk about Ben Simmons. 6 assists, 8 rebounds, 18 points. The reason I want to talk about Ben Simmons now, from the point guard situation, I know what I'm about to say is going to sound kind of silly, but it's just my opinion. He's a point guard who can't shoot. I know Rondo can't shoot. It's not a point guard who really can't shoot. But when he gets the ball and get deep in the basket, towards the basket, some of the plays that he do or pass the ball, I'll be lost. I'll be saying to myself, okay, he made some great plays. Is he that true playmaker? What I mean by is he that true playmaker? Can he direct his players in the right position to score the baskets? Do he know his players' favorite spots is on the floor? Because sometimes when he get close to that cup and he get clogged up on the 2 guys, he rushes and just throw the ball out. And I seen that a lot because he had a couple of key turnovers like that. Once you get that close to the basket, to the orange goal, the circle goal, just dunk it. Because we know, and his coaching staff know, and the fans that watches this basketball game around the world, that Ben Simmons cannot shoot outside of 3 feet. And it is mind-boggling because he's a great finisher, but he needed to develop a jumper. If he could develop that, they could have won the game easily. And he's not a good free throw tosser. So you looking at him, it's a lot of things he got to work on, especially that jump shot. Because next year now, you played a full year under your belt now, Ben Simmons. Now listen to me if you're watching this. If you're not, somebody will tell you. If you're watching this, it's easy for me to say this because I'm sitting at home. Yes, we hear all this stuff. Or people know what they talking about. They sit at home and they couch watching. Let's be honest. A lot of us couch watchers are athletes. Don't get it twisted. Because y'all go out there and make a couple of million. Hey, we could have been the same guys too. We just telling how what we see and what we see from the game. We realize if we couch watchers, hey, we pretty much like coaches because we see the same thing the coach would say. I feel like Ben Simmons need to get in that gym room with his shooting coach, him and Markelle Fultz, put some shots up. Especially Ben Simmons, your jumper is not worthy enough if you want to be great in the league this long. You gotta find you a sweet spot shot on the floor. Mine is from the wings, from the 3-point side, and the elbows from 15 feet. You need to find you a 15 mid-range jumper if you want to be great in this league because you got great written all over you. But how can you elevate your game and take your game to the next level? You gotta find a jump shot. You got Joel Embiid who got a nice package. He can handle the ball, got a Euro step, he can hit threes, and he can hit free throws. You are shooting 56% from the free throw line, my guy. And you're shooting like 27% from 15 feet beyond. You got to work on that jumper. The jumper is key. Look at Jayson Tatum, a rookie, can shoot that ball. Donovan Mitchell, who can shoot that ball. And it's crazy how Jayson Tatum's name is not getting mentioned for some of this Rookie of the Year category stuff. Now, I mention him every now and then, but what he did to Ben Simmons and send them home, you automatically take out Ben Simmons' name. Like I said, my Rookie of the Year, so far, I'm 2 for 2 on the awards right now. I picked Dwayne Casey to be Coach of the Year, and I definitely picked Victor Oladipo to be Most Improved. Rookie of the Year right now, I'm going with, I'm still sticking with my guy Donovan Mitchell. And right now, MVP is going to be James Harden in the 6th Man of the Year. You already know who the 6th Man of the Year is going to be. It's going to be Lou Williams. Facts. As I go down here, I'm looking at how they lost this game. They didn't get that much help from the bench. Bench only had 17 points. Only 3 guys off the bench scored. Ersan Ilyasova with 9 points. Robert Covington with 5. Marco Bellinelli with 3. That's what happened in the playoffs. Everything get tight. I thought the coach should have played more of his guys since he was on that elimination because you never know what you can find. So, we're going to go to the Boston Celtics. Going back to Jayson Tatum. This guy has a package. Very nice. Shoot the ball. And I like what he can do out there. If there's like one NBA player I can compare Jayson Tatum to, just because he can shoot that ball, I'm gonna say most people will say Kyle Kuzma and Scottie Pippen. I'm gonna compare Jayson Tatum to a young Grant Hill when he first came into the league when he's playing for the Detroit Pistons. Very savvy. He can get to the basket, can create his own shot, can pass, play defense. That's Jayson Tatum. And that's one person I compare Jayson Tatum to is Grant Hill. He has that same type of flow to him. It's not because he went to Duke. It's just the way he handled himself, his demeanor. He's playing like he'd been here before. That's how Grant Hill was playing when he first came into the league. I remember him playing like that when he first came into the league when he was playing for the Pistons. He played with that same demeanor and savviness. It's a calm, cool, killer, distinctive way he plays. You never know what he's going to get out of him. Because what he's doing right now, his players are very special. 25 points, that's 6 games straight. 6 games straight. He passed up Larry Bird because Larry Bird did it for 5. This is 6 games straight as a rookie in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference Finals. I knew all along, like I said, my Eastern Conference Finals, this is pretty much right too, guys. I picked the Cavs and the Celtics, and I picked the Warriors and Rockets. So right now, my predictions are becoming good. Al Horford, like I said, the reason why they won this game, Al Horford, I call him the captain. Because he lead by example. 15 points, 8 rebounds. And the one thing I circled in this category was he had 5 steals. Tremendous. This is what you're going to get from Al Horford. Al Horford is pretty tough. Is a tough guy. Don't get it twisted. He's a tough guy down there in that paint. I like when he's in that paint because he didn't shoot too many threes last night again. When he's playing more inside, he a beast down there. It's hard to stop somebody when they get that engine going. And when he did that going inside, yes, we know it's a mismatch between him and Al Horford and Joel Embiid. So I'm going through Twitter, looking at some things. Not only I seen his wife tweeted, she said, "I'm happy I got the real Joel on my team because Al Horford's middle name is Joel." So she said she got the real Joel. I was like, oh, she taking shots? That's what it sounded like. The wife out here taking shots. I guess we gotta trust her process. So shouts out to his wife for having his back. That's what it's about right there, man. That's that love right there. Al Horford played a tremendous game throughout this whole series. I thought the way he played basketball to get Al Horford, the way Al Horford played basketball to get Joel Embiid off the blocks created more shots for the players to go down the lane. So he drew Joel Embiid from out the paint, other players attacking the basket. That was smart coaching, definitely by Brad Stevens, and definitely smart plays by Al Horford. Because, like I said, the coaches coach, the players play. But when he breaking that stuff down, and they was actually bite on it, that's why the Boston Celtics win the game. They was attacking the rim. Aaron Bynes getting valuable minutes, 13 points to go along with 9 rebounds. Jaylen Brown, 24 points. The reason I say Jaylen Brown, this guy, lanky and athletic, I love his style of play because he never gives up on the play, and especially Marcus Smart, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. This guy is playing with a messed up hand, man. He's out there diving on the floor for loose balls. And the one thing I'm watching, the players talk through their little interview, and one of the Celtics players said, hey, if there's one player that's going to dive on the floor and put everything on the line, it's going to be Marcus Smart. Because he always going out there with a chip on his shoulder. You know how many times he probably heard people probably told him or listened to radio shows that he probably not going to stay in the league that long because of attitude and character. And I'm tired of people saying that because everybody's on the goody two shoes. Sometimes you need that edginess and that little rough around the edges on your team because you need somebody with that player model and makeup on your team if you want to win. Everybody can't be on the bench quiet. Who's gonna be that vocal leader? Every team got a vocal leader, and I feel like On that Celtics team, I feel like Marcus Smart is one of the vocal leaders. To be quite honest with you, he is that guy. He's gonna lay it out there on the line. I thought he played very well, outplaying his opponent and out hustling him at the same time. Terry Scary Rozier, 17 points, 6 rebounds. This guy is playing for the bag this summer. Will Boston keep him? Will he leave and go to another team and say, you know what? I learned enough. I sat behind Isaiah Thomas. I did this. I now had to sit behind Kyrie Irving. I did this. You learned a lot from both them guys as well. And the funny part about both them guys playing with LeBron James, to be honest with you. I knew this was going to be a good game. Drew Bledsoe on the Jumbotron, Megatron, what you want to call it, with a Terry Rozier jersey on. Fans go crazy. The old quarterback for New England Patriots, Drew Bledsoe. Come out there, the fans go nuts. I said, you know what? It's not going to be a good day for Philadelphia. Knew it was going to be a good day for Philadelphia where the fans, every time Ben Simmons touched the ball and go to the free throw line, say, he's not a rookie. Boston fans come up with some of the most clever chants. He's not a rookie. So what they going to say now when the Cavaliers come there Sunday at 3:30? Before we talk about that, Boston made it to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time back-to-back years since 1984 through 88. Back when they had them teams with the Larry Birds, the Kevin McHale's, Mike, all them guys, man. Dennis Johnson, all them guys. The Big Chief, and that list goes on. Danny Ainge. That's an defeated accomplishment because a lot of people was writing this Celtics team off. With and without Kyrie Irving, this team is still an animal to beat. Like I said, Celtics won this series, 114 and 112. They won in 5. I told you they would win in 5. I gave the Celtics a one game for the benefit of the doubt because the reason why I picked the Celtics to win this game, they had maturity on their side, the experience. The reason why I chose Philadelphia to lose this game, no experience. No experience. Nobody on that team besides J.J. Redick and Mary Johnson has played deep in the playoffs. Everybody else is their first time tasting the playoffs. The honeymoon is over. Trust the process and get back to it. So you got the series now. The Boston Celtics will host the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 1 at their stadium, 3:30 ABC. The Houston Rockets will host the Western Conference Finals at their house. Golden State Warriors, Rockets. The game is 9 o'clock, TNT. And until next time, folks. See you next season and trust the process. Wigs out.